Well, the endemic problem of power bases is that one person can start to dominate all the rest. And ultimately that leads to the dictator, whether it be through political means or economic means or straight war, whatever. But one man ends up running the show, and of course running the show is utterly beyond the ability of one man to, well, not to have a catalogue of errors along with his position, his experience and rulership, and to be justifiably condemned for it by the next autocratic ruler that takes his place and follows the same record. And I might point out that alternative structures are not as stable and become incredibly self-contradictory and immobile. The inadequacies of which are in many ways comparable evil. Again, this hegemony is insidious and takes over. So one group tends to dominate all the other groups, and one person starts to have a dominance within the group. And you're back to the dictator who may do it formally by making himself permanent head of state, or may do it rather more subtly and be the eternal power behind the front people that seem to be running the state. Such are the more dangerous, of course, because you can't identify your enemy and deal with him accordingly. Well, the spiritual leaders of the world, such as, according to historicity or myth or whatever, typically did not become world leaders. The nearest we have to one is the Indian example of, was it about 1300 or something, Ashoka, conquering warlord who became Buddhist and spent time encouraging his people to follow a life of harmlessness and so on. Interesting chap. But again, probably historized into a state of almost being mythologized. Because if you think about it, if this universe of the transitory is to remain a catalogue of good and evil that you might be able to compare and contrast and decide where you stand on the issue for eternity, then there has to be evil remaining. And civilization is interesting in that way, isn't it? It probably conquers and wipes out other civilizations. Great tendency to, but at the same time provides the advantages of civilization compared to the wild. of civilization. But it's never perfect. Far from it, in fact, provides enough contrast of good and evil that the school be effective in its teaching of us unto life eternal. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.